Hey, my friends, welcome to day number 4 of our stretching slash flexibility challenge. Today, we're going to focus on your glutes. These exercises are all going to be on the floor. So if you really don't like getting on the floor or you feel like the exercises aren't as effective if you're doing them on your bed, then you can go ahead and skip to day number 5, where we'll be doing glutes from a seated position. If you can do both days, that would be great because I know that you will feel a difference when you do exercises or stretches on the floor versus from a seated position. So if you can do both days, that would be great. Your glutes are super important for lower back health. If you have tight hips and tight glutes, then it could cause lower back tightness. So if you noticed yesterday your lower back felt better, but you also noticed that there was some tightness happening in the glute hip area, then this day will even help your lower back even more. So let's do a quick warm up really fast because we got to get the blood flowing through those muscles, right? So it should be a nice little stretch in those hips. Good. Feels good. And good job showing up today and taking care of your flexibility because I know stretching isn't as exciting as throwing weights around and throwing punches. Let's go heel tap. I know that it doesn't get your heart rate up. You don't feel like you're building muscle, but it's just as important as anything else. It's part of the basics of staying healthy is maintaining flexibility. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's just do a quick little reach over, get a little bit deeper stretch through there, and helping flex or maintaining flexibility will help you with your posture. It will also help you with preventing falls as you get older, if you can believe that. I know, it's a lot of balance and stability, but if you're here because you're tight here and you're tight here and you're tight here and you're overextended here, your ability to balance is not the same as when you're here and strong. So good job showing up. Let's do one more stretch. I just want to do a quick or 2 more stretches. First, your quads, just because we're going to get a little bit of quad stretch, not much today, but a tiny bit. And then we're also going to go to an inner thigh warmer upper. Good. Not big stretches, but enough. Good. And now let's go to a lower back stretch. So we're going to sweep that floor. Come up with a little twist and then back down. Other side. Good. If you need to brace your hands on your knees, that's fine. And other direction. Okay, good. Let's go to the floor. We're going to start on your back. Start stretching those glutes. So shoulder blades flat on the floor, knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. All you're going to do is cross your right ankle over your left knee. And yes, a couple days ago we dropped that right hip. We don't want to do that today. You're going to reach between your legs and bring your left knee to your chest. So if you want to get an even deeper stretch through that glute, now this is going to be a big stretch through that piriformis and glute max and medius. If you want to get an even deeper stretch, drive your right elbow into the inside of your right knee as you're pushing it away, and then continue to pull your left knee towards your chest. So this is a huge, huge glute opener here. And piriformis, which is a tiny little muscle tucked beneath your glute muscles. So now what I want you to do is shift your weight to the left just a little. So shift your hips to the left just a little. And if that's too painful, relax that. If you drive your right elbow into the inside of your right knee, it'll be a different stretch than if you're not driving it. So try both, pushing it away and then relaxing it. So we're just going to hold here with those hips shifted to the left just a little bit. Good. Okay, now we're going to shift your hips to the right, and it's going to stretch a little differently as well. So now you rotated those hips to the right. If you want to drive that right elbow into the inside of your right knee to feel this stretch differently, you can. It's really up to you. But this is a very effective stretch, and you can do this when you wake up in the morning. You don't have to hold it for 60 seconds, which is what we're doing today. You can hold it for 10 seconds, and it still will do better than if you're not doing anything at all. Okay. Woohoo. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Okay. Relax that down. We get to do the left side now. Crossing left ankle over right knee. Reach between your legs. Grab the back of that right leg. And now just pull that right knee to your chest. Oh, right? Okay, now if you want to add that challenge of driving your left elbow into the inside of your left knee, you can. We're keeping the hips centered right now. We haven't shifted the hips left or right yet. Okay, now we will. So let's shift the hips to the left. If you want to release that left elbow from the inside of the left knee, you can. If you want to keep it there, you can. Now you might notice sometimes people are like, I know this is supposed to be a glute stretch, but I feel my inner thigh. Okay, then that means we need to work on your inner thighs. It's stretching that more. Okay, good. And here's 3, 2, 1. Let's come back to center. Now we'll shift your weight to the right, or shift the hips to the right just a little bit. If you want to relax that left elbow, you can. If you want to drive that left elbow into the inside of the left knee, you can. But it feels different when you just add that little shift left or right. It's amazing, isn't it? Okay, good. So let's go, stay here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, come back to center. We'll release that down. Or the next stretch is going to be, I'm going to start with my left leg so you can see it a little bit better. We're going to straighten your right leg, and you're going to take your left leg across your body to, depending on which way your clock is facing, but like a 4 or 5 o'clock position. So we're not up at 3 o'clock. We're at a 4 or a 5 o'clock position. Letting your leg hover just a little so that the weight of your leg is going to pull into the top outer part of your glute. That's your glute medius, a little bit of minimus there. And trying to keep both shoulders flat on the floor. So if you want to do like go to a 5 o'clock position and let that leg relax, like that foot relax to the floor, you can. If it's too much and you want to have your right hand help support the weight of your left leg because it's too much when it's in a 4 o'clock position, you can do that too. So you have some options here. If you prefer to get a band and hook it around the bottom of your foot and have the band help assist you, you can do that too. We're going to hang out here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Okay, great. Now we're going to go to that right leg or your other leg, depending on which leg you started with. So straighten that left leg. Take that right leg across the body to a 4 or 5 o'clock position. You can do a bent knee, you can do a straight leg. Bent knee will change how it feels versus a straight leg will change how it feels, the stretch. Shoulders are flat on the floor. You might notice that one side didn't need a band assistance and the other side may. So if you need to go get a resistance band and hook it around your foot to help support the stretch, please do. This is yours. So you want to get a good stretch without being in pain, okay? And trying to work really hard to hold the stretch. So please just do what you can, and then we'll keep you safe. 15 seconds left. 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock position, or both. You can move through that stretch and see where you might need more assistance. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good. Coming back to center. Now we're going to do one more laying on the floor before we go to a seated position. So all we're going to do, coming back from day 1, is let your knees, double knee fall to the right. So knees are stacked, and ideally your both knees are touching, or your right knee is touching the floor, keeping your shoulders flat on the floor so your chest is still looking at the ceiling. This is great for, could be your TFL area maybe. It could also be some, maybe not glute, it could be lower back. Maybe it's your quad. This stretch is different for different people depending on where you're tight. But it could be your glute medius, which is a little bit higher into your glute area. We're going to hang out here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, come back to center, and now we'll let those stacked knees fall to the left, keeping your shoulders on the floor and those knees as stacked as possible, because when you're trying to keep those knees stacked, that's where you'll get that stretch into that upper part of your glute. Could also be outer hip. Maybe it's, like I said, it could be other muscles you're feeling. Trying to relax into it though. You're not trying to push yourself into that stretch. If you want to add, like if you're really struggling and you want to use your left hand to push the legs down so that you can relax, please do. That's an option. But trying to get that stretch, lower back, upper quad, upper glute, could be outer hip. We're going to hang here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Okay, cool. I'm going to go do one on our stomach for our glutes, believe it or not. So we're going to do a pigeon pose. If you have challenges with your knees, go back to the very first exercise we did, okay? But all you're going to do is bring your right, like outer calf area, fold it underneath your body. Your hips need to be square, so you don't want to be here. We got to try to get those hips square to the floor, and you have 2 options. So you can stay tall, and this will stretch more through your glute, so that the chest up, shoulders tall. If you're not feeling much of a glute stretch here, then you can go to the floor, and it's a little bit more of your lower back stretch. So the forearm goes to the floor. So you have 2 different options here. You can try both. Either, bringing forearms to the floor or shoulders nice and tall. Stretches a little bit differently either way. So how are you feeling? How are you doing? How are these feeling? For some a challenge? Is it all just a magical experience? Of course it is. Good. So we're going to hang out here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Okay, now we get to switch. So unfold and refold with that left leg. Okay, so we're going to go for either really tall, or if you want to do both, you can. Um, so shoulders away from the ears if you're tall, going onto those forearms. If you need a different, like more of a lower back stretch, you might feel inner thigh on this one too. Some people, those inner thighs are just super tight, super, super tight. But hopefully you're feeling some good glute. How you doing? Wishing this minute would end? Yeah. Okay, well, good news is we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Okay, we get to come out of that one. And we're going to go to a seated position. Okay, another big hip opener here. So I don't know what the official name of this one is in the yoga world. I call it the pretzel. What you're going to do is fold your left leg under you and then cross the right leg over the top of the left, trying to stack those knees as much as possible. I am not a huge, super flexible person when it comes to my lower back and hips. So some people are like, oh, this is so easy. I don't feel anything. I feel a lot. So trying to keep those knees stacked, and then you have a couple of options here. So you can lean back, and this will be like a little bit of a lower back stretcher slash outer hip, or you can lean forward, and it'll be some really big hip, like deep glute stretch. So either way, you can do both. But hopefully it feels okay on your knees. Oh boy. And if this is a new stretch for you, it might be like, whoa, and you only need to spend maybe 10 seconds in it and work yourself into this stretch, which is completely fine. But I do want you to try both, like leaning back, and leaning forward, and just see how it feels. Yeah. Okay, we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we get to switch sides. So we're going to fold that right leg under first, and then stack that left leg on top. And then we can go to a lean back, or if you don't feel much there, just sit here tall with the shoulders over the hips, or you can do the little lean forward, and that's even more effective. Oh my word. Anybody noticing that one side is tighter than the other? I'm noticing that. Yes. Oh boy, but it feels so good, huh? You know you're doing something good for your muscles when you feel that nice deep stretch. So you have 15 seconds left. So you can try leaning back, leaning forward, whatever you need. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Okay, good. Now we have one more. Let's do crisscross applesauce. Hopefully you have the mobility in your ankles for this. You can either sit tall and just do a little lean forward and you'll feel some lower back slash glute. Or if you want to fall forward and wrap your arms around your knees, you can get a deeper stretch through your glutes and into your lower back a little bit. So you do what's most comfortable for you. If you decide to fall forward and try to get your head to the floor, which I don't even know if that's physically possible, but drop your chin to your chest And you'll get a really big stretch in those hips if they're tight, and those glutes. Doing good. You're almost done. Here's 15 seconds left. Doing good. Keep going. Hopefully it feels good. Come out of it if it's hurting. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Take a break. Okay, my friends. So let's do one more here. We got to switch those legs. Just switch the way they were. One more minute in this position. So you can either just sit really tall and lean forward slightly, or if you want to round and take your chin to your chest and hold there, you can do that too, or find a place in between that really tall, lean forward, and here. So do what you can, but try to drop that chin to your chest. And it'll get a nice big stretch through your entire back. If you're tight there. If not, you may not feel anything. Doing good. 15 seconds left. All right, here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Cool. How does that feel? Hopefully, maybe you'll even notice a difference in your lower back after doing all of those stretches. But good job showing up today for your health. High five. I'll see you tomorrow for day number 5. And we're going to be stretching our glutes from a seated position in a chair. So have a great day. See you tomorrow.